What's going on, Sagittarius? And welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having an amazing week so far. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really does mean a lot to me, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey. Now, the theme of this week's monthly spread is going to be self-growth, Sagittarius, in all the ways that you can embody the best qualities of your future self. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one, so take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me, and never force a reading on a situation, okay? So with all that being said, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Gems, feeling lovely. Just good energy all around here, Sagittarius. Now, with this spread, I'm going to be going until Higher Self says stop. We're just going with the flow here, Sagittarius. And just so you all know, these readings that I do, they're not gender-specific readings. So apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situation, okay? And then lastly, the decks that I'm using. This one is the Astro Matrix Tarot deck. And then the other one that I'll be using is the Anatomy of a Witch Oracle deck. And I will include links for these decks and other decks that I like using down in the description box below. So definitely check that out if you're interested there, Sagittarius. But look at you. Things are getting serious. Let's see where we're at here. Oof. All right. But this is good. I'm shocked because you'll see why. Because, you know, let's start with it. Because with the Tower showing up in reverse here, you know, I feel like that some of us, maybe for a while here, we're going to get into it in a second, I feel like we haven't been feeling as confident maybe as of late, maybe what our dream is going to be, you know, maybe where we're wanting to pour our energies into. You know, I feel like that we might be at this place where we're asking ourselves some really kind of expansive questions as far as like, you know, is this really where I want to be putting all of my energy into? You know, is this really where, you know, or is this building me up? You know, is this promoting my growth? Do I feel like that I'm getting stronger where I'm at right now? Or is this thing that I'm doing, you know, whether this could be in the work that we're doing, this could be we could be thinking about, because the Wheel of Fortune is, you know, it's more than just like destinies and such. You know, it's to signal, or it like signifies like cycles in life, you know, and when we near different stages, you know, when we end like different cycles, you know, this is a good time to like evaluate what things are no longer serving us a purpose. You know, that's the whole point of going through these phases. It's to grow. And if we're at some, you know, at this point where we feel like that there's been like a stagnation, you know, where it feels like where the wheel is not turning, then that's where the Tower comes in, and it's time to shake some things up. And I feel like with the Tower popping up in reverse, I feel like we may be realizing this. And this is an opportunity for us to shake things up ourselves, to create our own type of Tower moment. You know, this is something where the Tower in reverse is like a self-realization, where it's like you want to take this action. You know, this is like, you know, this is you being proactive, and I'm with it. And I feel like that if we haven't started, you know, if maybe we've noticed something but we haven't taken action yet, I feel like don't panic. You know, I don't feel like a Tower moment is going to happen to you, but it is letting you know that, hey, you know, if there's something that you want to change, go out there and do it. You know, this is, you know, sometimes, you know, the Tower's not there to just always just like happen to us. You know, Mars energy, you know, if a Tower moment is happening to us, that's because we waited too long. We were dragging our feet too long. And Mars is just like, all right, I gave you opportunities. Now I'm gonna have to give you a kick in the butt. But this, you know, sometimes Mars is not always so aggressive, you know, because Mars just wants us to grow, just like all the other planetary energies, just like, wow, So that's sorry, that took a second to register. Look at you and your ruler being here. So look at this. You know, I feel like that if this is something that look at the energies on your side here right now, Sagittarius. This is one of those things that if we want to take control of your of how the direction, you know, that this ship, you know, that this vessel that you're driving is going, have at it. You know, if there's something that is no longer serving us a purpose, that's lowering our vibration, or just no longer, you know, just no longer just serving us a purpose, you know, it's time to let some of those things go. And this is something that, you know, we might feel a little nervous about. You know, we may be journeying into some, you know, some unknown territories here, you know, with whatever this is. Maybe this tower moment can be a number of things, you know, whatever we're thinking about shaking up. But the nice thing, I feel like when we decide to put ourselves first, you know, and to take that leap, to trust that intuition that this is where our heart is trying to lead us. Because I mean, it's major arcana city, you know, other than the Six of Pentacles, and it's just like, you know, if things haven't been working, you know, it's time to let's follow our hearts here. And I feel like that where at first it may feel a little rocky, we may feel a little unnerved, that confidence is going to come. You know, you're going to get adjusted. You know, it's like any new cycle. And we're getting ready to come up on, you know, with all this big energy kind of coming up here, Sagittarius, we are coming up on some big stuff coming here. You know, we have, you know, Pluto, when I'm releasing this, I want to say that Pluto's getting ready to move into Pisces, which I know is going to retrograde back, but at least we're going to get at least a pulse, you know, that we're going to get a flavor of that Pluto in Aquarius. So that's going to be, and that's a major shift. You know, Pluto only changes signs like every 20-ish years. So this is going to be this is like a generational shift, you know. And then on top of that, the following week we have, depending on when you're watching this, you know, on March 7th, you got the full moon in Virgo, and couple that with Saturn is going to be entering Pisces as well. And so things are shifting up here. You know, we're going to be, and this is not to scare you here. This is to get you prepared, because you're getting ready to take things into your own hands. You know, this is to help you ride that wave, because Saturn in Pisces, you know, Pisces can be very dreamy energy, but when Saturn coming into the mix here, Saturn is the planet of restrictions, and so it's going to, if anything, I feel like as a positive, when we work with this energy, yeah, it's going to kind of like pull us out of our heads, out of the clouds, but you know, it's going to have this energy where we can see things clearly, where, you know, things are going to make more sense, because, you know, and that's going to be a nice, it's energetically, there's going to be a lot of stuff that's going down. Pisces sign has got a lot of stuff going down there right now. But, you know, this is, work with the energies, you know, pay attention to how you're feeling during these times, Sagittarius. And I feel that if you trust that intuition, you know, higher self is trying to guide you, you know, or however you connect to the source, God, Buddha, Jesus, you know, future self, whatever. This is, you know, this is a judgment-free zone. Let's see, Mark. Let's see what else is going on to this epic tale here of self-discovery and destiny and yeah, this is actually really, really fantastic. And look at you. Interesting. You know, Sagittarius, I feel like that there's new opportunities getting ready to come for you. You know, I feel like that this is going to be a time, I feel like that if there's anything that you've been wanting to change up, or that you've been wanting to pursue, you know, whatever this thing that you feel like that's no longer working for you here, you know, because now we got the Two of Pentacles in reverse. So I feel like that this is kind of contributing to that Tower. You know, there's something that is not working. There's something that's not grooving for you here. And I feel like while you have this rush of energy, go on this journey, you know, see where this impulse leads you, you know, if we're, because sometimes we just need to take that leap and see what happens. You know, we may not be sure where we're going to land, but at least we know that we made the choice to make this decision, you know, that and this is something too, you know, Sagittarius, you know, we want to, yes, we want to be practical in what this we're doing. You know, we want to have a plan, but sometimes I feel like even when I was, you know, kind of saying that, it's just like sometimes we got a plan to sometimes even wing it, you know. And I know how that may sound a little contradictory, but you know, that's Uranus energy. You know, this is full in this deck is represented by Uranus. You know, sometimes it can seem like as a shock at first, you know, but it's all for the good. You know, you have all of this like sort of like revitalizing energy, you know, or like this sort of like, how do I want to put it? It's just like, I feel like this is something where, because when you think of your sign as well, Sagittarius, you're the sign of adventure. You know, if anything, this should be where you know, where we may be feeling, let the insecurities, let that become inspiration for you. You know, if we're doing the fears, turn the fear into fuel. You know, let's carpe diem, you know, with this full energy, just kind of seize the day. Because if we're not feeling fulfilled where we're at right now, you know, if there feels like that this is not where we want to invest our time, then you know, there's a whole you know, world out there for you to experience, you know, there, Sagittarius. And really all of these major arcanas, you know, I really feel like are kind of like trying to push you towards that direction, you know, trying to give you a gentle nudge and to expand, you know, because Jupiter energy, I feel like, you know, with it just being your ruler, you know, you got luck just all over you, Sagittarius. It's one of those things, you know, go experience life, you know, just go. and again, you know, this doesn't have to be maybe even necessarily, you know, something like where you're moving like across the country or something, but just like if it's been just sort of like the same old kind of like predictable stuff, or yeah, I say go for it, Sagittarius. So let's see what else we got. See what else we got going on here. Oh. Oh, look at you, King of Pentacles. Oh, and the Moon. Okay, and you know what? That's what you're gonna need. This is definitely the kind of energies that you're going to need. Because with the King of Pentacles is the type, for me, he represents, he's a very stable figure. You know, he's a type that wherever he goes, there's abundance. And abundance in whatever that looks like for you, Sagittarius. Because the Pentacles, for me, yes, they can deal with, you got a lot of Pentacles here. You know, okay, sorry, I just had like a separate thought, but which we're definitely going to talk about. But the King of Pentacles, you know, it's more so than just like the money. You know, it's whatever abundance you're looking for at this time. You know, if we're not feeling emotionally fulfilled with where we're at right now, take the leap. You know, what is it that we want to change up? You know, if we're not feeling spiritually fulfilled, what do we want to do? Change it up. But the illusion that we can't, or that we're not, that, you know, that it's going to, that we're not going to bounce back from that, or that, you know, it's the wrong path or whatever. You know, trust that intuition, because I mean, I feel like there's fortune here, even though, because when I was thinking about all the pentacles, there could be whatever. If you're looking for finances, if you take this leap, I feel like that the fact that even the fact that these energies are in reverse, that means that we can still work with this. You know, that means that we can turn this pentacles upright. It's just that we need to follow that path, you know, follow where our instincts are taking us. That's how the King of Pentacles works. He's going to go where the abundance is. If there's no more abundance to be had here, okay, we're going to keep it moving. And it's not to say that he's like a user or anything like that, Sagittarius. It's just that if there's no more growth to be had on either side, you know, because this doesn't even necessarily have to be with like a person or anything like that. This could be with like with a company or just wherever we're not feeling that sense of fulfillment. You know, I feel like that it's if we take that leap of faith, you know, this really look at this, you know, and then come on. This pimp, come on. King of Pentacles. Oh, I love the King of Pentacles. And you should too, Sagittarius, because that's this. If I know this is Virgo energy, but this is, I think of you when I think of like, you know, when I think of how fortunate your energy can be, you know, what Jupiter really does bring into your world, Sagittarius, you know. And I feel like this is something too where, because your sign is very, when I'm thinking about like your houses, you know, you represent your house is like the ninth house, which is a house of like philosophy and, you know, and higher and expansion and all of that. You know, this could be something, you know, the more you experience in life here, Sagittarius, you know, I feel like Sagittarius, you know, you all would make really great teachers. You know, you have that you know, that natural optimism on top of, you know. And I feel like not even teachers in like the traditional sense, you know, this could be something where maybe you're going like traveling around, you know, sharing your experience with others, you know, getting others to get motivated and, you know, taking that leap of faith. And you know, this, look at that, we're getting an idea here, you know. There's something, you know, Sagittarius, that I feel like with this energies are really cooking up in the mix here. And so take a moment and be with your energy more. Because there's this is insane. I mean, literally, Pentacles and Major Arcanas. This is going to be a very abundant time for you. You know, I feel like that. You know, but it's going to be one of those things that we're gonna have to see what changes need to be done. You know, or need to be made, because. And you know, too, you know, I'm thinking with the Moon card, you know, to not be. Yeah, to not really worry about what I feel like what other people think about in this situation here. You know, with maybe if we're more Pentacles, you know, I feel like that this is a good time for you. Or what was I? Let me finish that thought here. You know, I feel like that this, when I was thinking with the Moon, you know, to not worry about what others may think about this. If you're like, you know what, I think I'm going to make this change. You know, for example, let's say if we're not happy in our relationship, we realize that this is just, it's just not working. You know, maybe we may have some friends or some family who may have some opinions about that, but if you know that you need to do some things that are right for you, even if it seem extreme to the outside people, you know, you gotta you trust your heart. You know, this can be you, and it's gonna be it's gonna be a little weird at first, but I feel like this is a time for you to really kind of focus on you during this time. You know, really take a little extra time and just, you know, make sure that we're getting, you know, some good Sagittarius time, and, you know, and seeing, you know, just because, I mean, literally you just. And don't forget about me when you're just making it rain, because that's what you're doing here. Like, you see how, as we're talking about this, you know, if we keep doing this thing, you see how what I'm saying? Jupiter is literally abundance. More. Look, more. You want more Sagittarius? Well, here it is. But that's so, it's so dope. And this is, and I'm looking at too, with all this, we're starting to rack up on the Capricorn cards here. This is something that it may require a little work at first, Sagittarius, when we're getting adjusted to this thing, but yeah, but you Sagittarius, abundance. If you put in the time and persevere through this thing, get through, just tough this situation out. I feel like the hardest part is doing the thing, it's making the move. Everything after that, Sagittarius, trust that is going to fall. I feel like, trust that your instincts is going to make everything fall into place. You know what I mean? Because this almost doesn't make any sense right now. This is, I mean, you are literally stacks on stacks on stacks. Abundance. And you know what, too? When we're going through this, with all this, because this is Taurus energy. Be patient, stick, just stick, you stick to the mission, be aware of any sort of things that may try to get us off of our path here, because the moon, it can be, this is a card of deceptions. So just being mindful of any sort of things that may kind of try to distract you here, where we want to stay focused, but you're leveling up. You're leveling up in a big way. I mean, what is this? We're really about to rack up all the pentacles before the end of the day. Any more higher self? Oh no, we're done. Yeah, you've had enough, Sagittarius. That is fantastic. Yeah, let's get some oracle cards so I can get you out here and making your abundance. And Sagittarius, I feel like this too, before we get pulling, I feel like that when we, if we decide to make this decision, let's say this is something where, we're like our, life might change, however, there's going to be some changes that are going down, while you were going through this, taking moments to show appreciation for, and gratitude for your, for one having the insight to realize that something wasn't working for you, or that you wanted more for life, or that there was an area that you can expand, or where you felt like that, for taking that leap of faith, and trusting that there was more to you than whatever this opportunity. Because this could be something too, where I'm thinking with all this pentacles, maybe this is something where we may be leaving a place of stability. This could be something where we've, I'm thinking the only thing that's kind of coming to mind would be like a divorce, would be where it's like you've invested in this thing wholly, and it's just like this is your whole foundation. It's just like, if we get to the point where it's just like, this isn't working for me, even with all these pentacles here, and all that stability and stuff, like I need a change, then that's a big deal, and that's something to be grateful for, to show appreciation that you had that you knew for both of you, because even if you can have all the pentacles in the world, but if we're not happy in this thing, then what are we doing? We're just lying on a bed of money, not looking at each other, spending money, we're taking separate vacations and whatnots, but just like as an example. But whatever this is, I do feel like that this is going to be, might be a big leap of faith for some of us. And where I get that it's nerve-wracking, but Sagittarius, it's also, it's so exciting. Oh, did I? Okay. But it's so exciting. And I feel like for your energy too, being the adventurer, I don't know if I mentioned that, but there's I mean, just mad abundance. Because even the fact that if we're leaving, a place of stability, to shake things up, to find, find ourselves, I do feel like that there's, again, be practical, that's how to, that doesn't even feel right, Sagittarius. It's not even like a be practical, just be mindful, make sure that we're not putting ourselves in any sort of like risky situations, where we're put, you know what I mean, Nice. Okay, so first card here we got is a touch card in reverse. I feel like that this is, I feel like this is trusting in what we can't, in something beyond our senses here. Because you see with this hand, this hand has an eye on it, and I feel like that it's learning to, it's going to be, this is going to be a new type of experience. This transition that you're going through. We're going to, I like how it is the hand on the eye, because it's almost like we're going to learn how to feel, how to see with a different sense, feel with our tactile sense. Or, this is going to be a new mode of operating for you. And there's going to be an adjustment period at first here, Sagittarius, but you will get adjusted, And I feel that this is something where it is being divinely guided by the, with all these major arcanas here. And look, even with these amulets, I feel like that there's protection that's going down here. Just more things for you. But this is something too, when I was talking about gratitude, sometimes, even if we're worried about, there's sometimes when we make that leap where we can get a little nostalgic when we think of times when we were more stable. But it's a reminder too, was the stability worth our happiness? You know what I mean? Was it worth, possibly not missing out on our destiny, but making it harder for our destiny to get realized? Because towers would have, the fact that the tower's even hovering around here, something I feel like was getting ready to go down regardless, but I feel like that this is nice that you've decided to, you've had like the prudence to take action, and to realize that more. Okay, let's switch back over here, Sagittarius. And to realize too that it's not all about the appearance of things. This is the last card you got is the Adorn card. Sometimes this stuff here, if we're whatever it is that we're getting out of, sometimes it's like a mask that we wear. We let this become our identity, when really there may be like a bigger calling out there for us, Sagittarius, and we're just, we may not be, it may not seem like the most practical thing to do at first, but it will become, it will be with time, you know what I mean? And I feel like practicality, you know what I mean? Use your judgment, when it comes to whatever it is that you're getting ready to do, make sure that we have, that we're prepared for this. But, if we're tired of just putting on this appearance of that this is the this is the image that I want to, or that maybe that people expect me to play, shake it up, Sagittarius. Get out there and just and then show them, because here's the thing too, fire energy is very inspirational, and I find that your energy is so optimistic. I feel like if you, which you will, when you get through this, Sagittarius, because again, Jupiter's on your side always. When you get through this, it'll be such an experience for you. And I feel like that you'll inspire others, to realize that if they feel like they're in a jam, that they can take control of their lives too. You really could. I mean, depending on where you want to go with this, Sagittarius, however, how expansive you want this to be, you can become an inspiration. This could be, this could be like the next like big chapter. This could be like for real King of Pentacles here. For real, Ten of Pentacles here. You know, we may not have been, this might have been like the last little piece that we needed, because even in all of this, you know, these situations that happen to us, or, you know, these that transpire, they all happen for a reason. You know, this stuff isn't random here. So yeah, there's, oh, look at you. I wish I could pull it down here, because you're just sitting on your abundance like a pimp here, just relaxed and just kick back. I'm with that, Sag. I think I'm gonna leave that there. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that, because and if you did, give it a thumbs up. And Sagittarius, if you know someone who would resonate with this, yeah, definitely share this with them, because, you know, making, you know, whatever this is, you know, this could be a pretty big decision, you know, whatever is going down here. When we're getting ready to make those type of like possibly life-changing decisions, you know, it can it can be a lot of pressure, you know, and if we sit with it too long, sometimes we can talk ourselves out of it sometimes, you know, and then that's when the tower moment becomes like a higher self's like, ah, man, okay, let's try this way, bam, tower moment. But again, it's meant to happen just to shake things up, because things aren't working the way that they're working right now. So, and listen, believe me, I won't get too into it, but I know what it's like to make like a big decision like that, where it's like, you know, you've been operating in a way for so long, and then you're just like, oh, this ain't working. Like this is like, I'm not growing anymore. It's just like what are we doing, you know? And it's, once you rip that Band-Aid off, because whatever it is that you're choosing to do, yeah, it may suck at first, but the after is abundance. You know, it's so abundant. I mean, come on. I need like what? Probably like 4 or 5 more arms in hands to hold all this abundance that you're bringing here. Oh, and then let's not forget the big guy. So there's that. But where are we at? Oh, we were sharing this. We're sharing this abundance, and then we're subscribing and hitting that bell button, and not forgetting about Justin when we're and get notified about our abundance each week. And then social media. Fun little fact, I started a group on, I've been talking about this app that I use, Insight Timer. I've been using them for years, and I had a solid idea from the Chariot and Friends that I made a group on Insight Timer. It's called Zodiacs Raising the Vibration. And I'm figuring out how to put on links and stuff. This may be an opportunity for me to post on Instagram and Facebook, so stay tuned for that. But I will find a way to get links onto YouTube as well. I'm still honing my tech savvy skills, if you can't tell. And then lastly, if you have any Cancer in your placement, check out my, you know, Sun, Moon, Rising, wherever. You know, check out my other channel, the Chariot and Friends. I do videos Monday through Friday there. We talk about just lunar shenanigans and all that housekeeping down in the description box below. But let's get your surprise cards here so I can get you out of here. Oh, okay. So I say, if you, not that I'm not with your pentacles, but we got the Six of Cups here. We got a little emotions here to end this off, and this is going to be really nice. And then let's see what we got for interesting. So you got the, oh, I'm going to tell you what it is. You got the play card in reverse. I'm just going to hold suspense. But with the Six of Cups, Sag, you know, the Six of Cups is a card of, I feel like the Six of Cups is what happens when, you know, like after we make that, when we make that move, you know, make that decision, you know, maybe like for like maybe like the first, let's say like week or two, you know, it's just like, yes, you know, I made this decision, I'm feeling good. and then we get to like that first, then things start to kind of like settle in, and then, you know, this new normal starts to kind of become a routine, and it's just like, okay, this is different. You know, you start to settle in, and then, you know, we might hit that first hurdle, because even though we're making things, you know, we're choosing our destiny here, there's still going to be hurdles along the way, because there are always opportunities for growth, Sagittarius. And sometimes when we hit those hurdles, even when doing things following our destiny, sometimes we get a little nostalgic. You know, we start thinking about times when it was easy to be the King of Pentacles, you know, when we literally just made it rain, you know. But now we're accruing our abundance all over again. You know, we're finding something new here. Because here's the thing, Sagittarius, remember, you made this decision for a reason. You got with this play card in reverse. You know, if we weren't enjoying our lives, you know, if there was something that's where there was more, where we weren't being fulfilled, you know, where that's like, you know, you might have been, it's not that I feel like you weren't happy, but it's just like there might have been just like, there's this hole that needs to, or this gap that's just like, that's something's missing, you know what I mean? And you just can't shake that. You know, remember that you made this decision for a reason. You know, we're trying to make sense of what this new destiny kind of looks like on you, and you know, you're finding your abundance in this new life here. You know, you're reestablishing your foundation, your throne. But know that with every moment, excuse me, you are going to get there. You know, it's gonna. Remember, we persevere. And with patience, you know, enjoy this journey along the way and all the lessons that come with it. Because at the end of the day, your ruler's got your back, and I tell you, Jupiter is bountiful with his abundance. So, whew, I am with that, Sagittarius. That was really nice. You know, I feel like that there are big opportunities coming up for you here, and just for you to grow in life. You know, this is going to be, I feel like, a real kind of deep time for you. So take this time, you know, especially with all the, you know, I was talking about all the cycles and stuff. Take this time and just kind of evaluate where we're at. So, but you stay safe out there, and this abundance, you raise that vibration to Jupiter. And I will catch you on the next one later.